Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host with the most, Renaissance man, who always thinks he can, your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back in the yard of streams once again for Pitts and Sara's wrestling show, where we take no nights off. You can't be taking no nights off without the best of the West. You can't forget about Sarah Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Hello. I don't know why I think it's so funny to just say hello in such an obnoxious way.
I'd agree. I think it is.
I think it's funny.
It loosens the vibe.
Yeah.
It's like it.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just really funny to me, but
my brother used to walk into rooms like when we'd be in the house or whatever, and he'd be like, "Hello." So funny.
It is.
Like
it's a good time. It's a good time.
What's poppin', David? Main event Fro has become the unhinged main event Fro. What's going on, bud? Do you want to talk about it? What are you going through? Oh man,
we all get unhinged sometimes.
Funny story. You want to hear unhinged? Have you ever had like a Britney in 07 moment?
No.
Okay. Well, I did. In 2020, it was Mother's Day weekend, keep in mind. It's just whatever the case was, I needed a haircut and I was going through shit. So I grabbed like the razor that I use. My dad has like a legit barber one, but you can still use it on your face. Old school, upgraded. But he still has it, and I took it and I just shaved my head like in the mirror. It was absolutely unhinged, and I had that, and like my facial hair was like kind of a little bit faded at that point. Like I just shaved like a couple days ago.
So you look like a giant egg.
I looked, oh my god, my friends literally like, Pitts, if you don't put on a hat when we are around you, we cannot look at you in the eyes.
You were like,
we're going to laugh.
They were like, you're Humpty Dumpty.
I looked like Humpty Dumpty pre-fall. It was
I look like Humpty Dumpty post-fall.
No. Don't say that. You're looking great. You got a nice top on. Keep up the great work. The channel's getting ready to blow up. Oh, super champ from one champ to another.
Thank you. That was a very nice comment.
We love comments like that. It's, you know what it is? There's just something in the air, Sarah, because it's WrestleMania season. I booked my flight last week at the hotel bar. I'm getting a little bit more excited because last night I unexpectedly had to go down into the underground and co-host with Kyle. And I am trying to get him, and I started with him, but I'm going to get you too. So this is coming. I believe we should go to Wale Mania.
When is it?
It's the Thursday at night.
Okay.
Tickets are stupid cheap for what it is.
Okay.
So
I'm fine with it.
VIP is $75. Like that's nothing.
I am fine with that. Please, let's go.
Let's ride. Wale Mania. We're gonna be there. Samantha Irvin's gonna be there. Ricochet's gonna be there, of course. I think I just saw Shelton Benjamin's gonna be there.
And a bunch of people who are gonna be there. They just always go. Like Big E will probably be there. New Day will probably be there.
It's gonna be electric. So I'm excited for that and can't wait for that. But yeah, we're talking about that. The 3 count we'll have to do heavily involved with WrestleMania. So I think, we're in a good mood. Let's just kick things off with mine and yours favorite segment of the week.
Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Do not be a lemon, Sarah. Be a rosebud. It is time for our lemons and rosebuds of the week. Sarah, before I have to mute the mic, what has been your favorite thing in wrestling this week?
My favorite thing is John Cena teasing that he could possibly be at WrestleMania. So we kind of talked about that he would probably be making an appearance or something, just because it's WrestleMania 40. He was just around not too long ago, and it's WrestleMania. So like the stars come out, right? And they were saying that a lot last year, mostly because the show was in LA. But this year it's WrestleMania 40, like a new decade of WrestleMania. So it's going to be treated a little bit differently than previous years, just because of that. And so Cena said it twice, I think, this past week, doubled down on it on Jimmy Fallon, and said that he will be free April 6th and April 7th. So
It's free.
I have my hopes up, because let me tell you, I last went to a wrestling show in 2017. John Cena was not there. I haven't seen John Cena in a wrestling show since like 2013.
Oh, that's over 10. You can't know.
I will be a mess. I will be like, oh my God. Like, I got so excited over the idea of him probably being there. So even if I don't get to meet him, like if he's not going to do an access session or something like that, it's fine. If I hear that music, oh my God, I am going to lose my crap.
It's saying. One of those. It's one of those theme songs that when it hits, you know instantly, and your energy just completely changes, and just like the hype you get. He's just that guy that can do that. I've seen Cena almost every time I've gone. I saw him the last wrestling WWE. Was it the last WWE show I went to? No, I saw him at the one. Actually, it was a year ago. Funny story. It's a year ago today. Was the Raw in Boston. So I saw him there. But like, I mean, we're already talking about him, and it's not part of the banners. Cena and Orton being teased to tag against Theory and Waller.
They are?
That's a rumor that I heard.
I haven't seen it teased.
It might have been just a Twitter. Listen, when I'm just sitting there at work, I scroll and see things, and I don't really pay attention to who. I just pay attention to what.
I don't see that being a thing, because Cena's at a point in his career where he doesn't really want to be doing these types of things unless they're going to be putting people over. And if this doesn't involve the tag team titles, then what are they doing? Like, Theory.
They should be part of the tag team title pick. Oh yeah.
So I would say like Cena and Orton versus Theory and Waller doesn't make any sense unless it was for the tag titles. You know what I mean? Like, because Cena and Orton losing, what does that do for Theory and Waller? It doesn't do anything for them. I mean, I see Cena more so being at WrestleMania in an appearance way. Like, I don't see him wrestling. I think that we're probably going to get him just showing up. Like, maybe he comes out and I don't know, maybe we see him do something with The Rock. Maybe we see him talk some crap to Theory. Maybe we see him approach Solo Sikoa, like something, like I see that, especially because we're less than a month away now. Like, there's no point in him coming back and then being like building up a match.
Even if it is a mini feud.
Yeah, like, no, I think we're just going to see him be.
We don't need it.
Yeah, it's just going to be an appearance. But I don't even care. As long as we hear that music and he comes out, I will be a happy girl, because, guys, I love John Cena. So it's not like
I like that.
I don't think people don't know that I love John Cena. I have an entire shelf dedicated to him on my bookshelf.
Well, because you got the Cody Rhodes thing going on right now, and he's like, he's your main squeeze.
Yeah, because he's active. But I mean, I have a signed Fruity Pebbles box. Like, I
think that's the funniest thing you have, out of all your collections that you've shown me. I think that is the funniest thing that you have, is the Fruity Pebbles box signed. That's awesome.
I have that on my bookshelf because it's like so unique,
Oh,
but
that absolutely is.
I still have I have a box of Cocoa Pebbles and a box of Fruity Pebbles unsigned. I just have those just to collect. So
the food out?
Huh? No, the boxes are intact. They're in a box. Like, I have them stored away.
But did you take the pebbles out?
No.
You haven't eaten the Fruity Pebbles?
No, it ruins their value if you open a box. Why would I open up a signed box or an unsigned box?
But there's Fruity Pebbles in there.
Okay, I can buy myself some if I want to eat it. You
That's
understand the
wild to
value
me.
that like there's a
No,
reason why
I do.
people come for me because I take my Funko Pops out of the box. So
Oh, that's wild. See, I'm so against that. Like,
I don't not understand why people keep Funkos in a box. I get it, but for me, it's like I'm getting them because I'm enjoying them. I'm not thinking about like selling them in the future. So it's like, I eventually would I maybe want to do that? Maybe, but like at this point, I'm like, I want to see them. I don't want them to be in a box where there's a plastic screen in front of them. I know that it's not a popular thing, but like for me, I'm just like, I enjoy this right now. And if it ends up being worth money later and I can't get as much money because I don't have them in the box, then that's fine. I have all the boxes still.
do a little 1-2 switcheroo.
So I could just put them in
You
the
could do a
box and
1-2
then I can
switcheroo.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. So
So champion's mindset there. Look some comments here before we get to
we're getting some
mine.
nice
We're getting a
comments.
lot of love today. I love it. They made the right choice debuting. Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Oh yeah,
Don't you
we'll get to
worry.
yeah.
Whoa, I have a whole lot to say about that. That's
I do
why I'm not
too.
it. I think we're opposing.
No.
Oh
Unless,
no, it's from what? Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I just read
okay.
this out.
Besides what we talked about already, I'm talking about his debut. I don't think we'll
Oh,
differ on that unless you
oh
are
yeah.
okay.
I'm trying to think about it. No, we'll go
Someone,
to my Rosebud. I want the champ wants to speak.
well, someone said, "Hey, you're
Oh, someone
ignoring
did
people."
say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Let me." Who said it? Hi,
Hey.
Almighty.
Oh, yep.
I clicked by accident.
Yeah, and then
Hey,
Richard
hey.
said hi. Jay said hi. Yeah, Vinny said hi. I just want to make sure we say hi to everybody. And then Vinny also said, "Who's Ricky Stanicki?" That is a new show that Cena's on, and apparently it's pretty good. It's hilarious,
Yeah,
is what
new
people are
movie.
saying. So
It looks absolutely incredible. I gotta watch it very soon. My Rosebud, it has to be Will Ospreay being on my television weekly now. Dude, he's just an incredible wrestler. I mean, would WWE have benefited from him being there? Absolutely. But if I'm thinking about him, Tony Khan is gonna make him, or not make him, but like put all of the cameras and spotlight on him. And if you're him, that's exactly what you want for your career. So I love the move. And for instance, last night they main evented Dynamite. It was, and by they I mean Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, part of the Aussie Open, and it was kind of a banger match. I'm not gonna lie. Spoiler: the finish was absolutely incredible with the back and forth they had, and then I forget what happened before this, but I think Kyle Fletcher kicked out of something, and Will Ospreay goes to the corner, throws the hidden, the elbow pad, goes for the hidden blade. Kyle Fletcher looks at him dead in the eyes and just goes like this, and he like clapped and just went straight for it. Oh my god, it was so good because I like that. It seems more realistic of brothers. Like, all right, you want to take me out? Bring it on. Like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna give you my best shot. And then it teases Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson at the end. So if that's all we're getting out of it, fucking beautiful. I'm so for it. So I mean, yeah, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to have him in WWE. I think he would have had a better better, I don't know, type of matches, but better fantasy booking. I'll go there. Better fantasy booking.
So I have two things. One, my friend was at the show over the weekend where Ospreay was there or whatever. Was it last weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah. So he was there. So he was very for Sting's last match. Yeah, he went for Sting's last match.
No, they went to Revolution.
Yes.
That Revolution match, that was
yeah, so that's why he was
shit.
there, but he texted me a picture when Ospreay came out because he knows that I like Ospreay. And then he was like, I came for Sting's last match, but I'll take this. Like he was excited that he got to see him. Also,
did he get hit with glass?
No, he was higher up.
Okay,
But
good.
what I think is funny about the Ospreay situation is just all of the people that are like, ha ha ha, WWE really dropped the ball. And I'm like, they were never in on
No.
Ospreay, guys. Not because they didn't want him. Ospreay didn't want to go to WWE yet. I really think in Ospreay's mind, unless something, you know, he decides that he wants to stay tied to AEW until he retires. I really think that WWE is like the long game for him. Like he'll be in AEW for however many years, whatever his contract says. And then I think eventually he wants to go to WWE, at least to like finish his career or like experience one WrestleMania. Like I really think that's what it is, because he's only 30. So unless he signed a 10-year contract with AEW, then I think he's going to end up in WWE eventually. It just isn't what he wanted right now. And
No.
AEW was able to pay him the money that he wants while also allowing him to like have the schedule and the travel leniency that he wanted. So I'm like, I just don't really understand why people are like using him as an example of like, ah ha ha, WWE sucks again. And it's like,
Yeah,
no, that's
I can't.
that's not the case here.
The
Like,
tribalism is unbelievable. I
I think
can't do it.
it's, I
I'm
mean,
not part of it.
I understand why people are passionate. I mean, it's like it's not the same, but it's, you know, similar to WCW versus WWF. Like people are very loyal to the brand that they watch and they want to believe that they are superior to the other. And they had more of an argument back then because WCW beat Raw how many weeks in a row? So it's like
83 weeks.
So it's like that
Oh, bitch.
they had an argument to say that WCW was better. Now it's just people are, I think it's just part of it, I think, is which I've said before, is I think Tony Khan's constant shots at WWE or even some of the wrestlers, it's like emboldening people to constantly do it. So then because AEW fans were doing it, WWE fans are doing it. And then of course WWE fans are going to be like, ha ha ha, we're your big brother. And they're going to shit, you know, it's like, it's just a hot mess. People just can't like just let AEW do things and not care about it if they don't like the brand, and vice versa. Like I don't care what AEW is doing most of the time because like I don't watch it. So it's like, cool, yeah, that's great, but like I do not spend my time on social media talking about how much I hate AEW. I don't hate AEW. I just don't watch it. Like it's not my thing. It's not for me most of the time. But
And that's the thing, that there needs to be an alternative to everything. And with wrestling, you need the alternative for competition. So I love AEW for that fact. And I give TK the benefit of the doubt because I see the passion. And you know, if you have the money to do the moves you're doing, then fine. I'll save my total thoughts for when we talk about Okada. But I will always respect him because he loves this shit so much that, you know, he's going to do everything in his power. And yeah, it comes off childish with the shots at WWE, but to me, you know, if AEW is still around in 5 years, I don't think you'll see a lot of that because he would have learned from it.
I can't get into a debate about Tony Khan. So
I know you can't, but that's just I gotta get my thoughts out there. There's a lot of hate on TK, and I gotta. I know. Just don't.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm the champ of the peeps. I gotta give my peeps the benefit of the doubt. All right. Well, you're making some sour faces, so you know what? Let's just talk about a sour. See that?
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I was just trying to look at some of the comments because
that
there's
was
a lot.
Perfect 10, which that could have been a rosebud. Sean
True.
Spears.
Okay, so my lemon is actually something that has happened today, and I was really confused And I had to look it up because I didn't see it at first. But I don't know if you saw, like, everyone was posting all these nice things about Bianca. And I'm like, what is going on today? Why is everybody
Yeah.
randomly talking about Bianca? So, not that I had a problem with it. I was just kind of confused. I was like, is it her birthday? Like, did she announce something that, like, she was injured or something? Like, what's going on? So I had to look, and I had to kind of do a deep dive on Twitter to find the origin of it because it wasn't obvious. Like, when you clicked on the trends, it was just, tweet after tweet about how great Bianca was. So I couldn't find the root of it, but I just did. And so that is why it's my limit of the week, because apparently it looks like on the Instagram, I think it was on Instagram.
Yeah,
Uh,
2K cover.
yeah, so they
Photo shoot.
posted the photo shoot with Cody, Rhea, and Bianca to be on the cover of WWE 2K24, and a lot of the comments were racially motivated and talking about, they were just straight up racist, talking about how Bianca didn't deserve to be there and just saying a lot of derogatory things based on what she looks like, which I think is absolutely insane. And I know that people are trolls, and obviously racism exists. I'm not trying to get into this topic, and I'm not trying to get into like some deep any sort of conversation politically or not. But it's just sad because I feel like at the end of the day, who's it harming for Bianca to be on the cover? Like, why are you so personally offended by it? Why do you care that she's on a video game that you're probably not even going to play? Like, she's done everything to earn the right to be on that cover. And actually, she could have been a solo cover. No disrespect to Rhea, but Rhea is more recently coming up and developing.
She could have been.
Yeah, Bianca could have been
Yeah,
the other
makes sense.
cover because, like, Bianca's been a thing for longer in WWE on the main roster than Rhea has. So the fact that people are trying to discount her or something, it's beyond comprehensible.
Well, look at what this is doing to your mind.
What?
It's
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
like, look.
yeah. It makes no sense. And so I'm glad that there were a lot of people coming out, and it's like, wrestlers don't have to come out necessarily. Some of them did. Like, I saw Zelina Vega and I think Cody Rhodes posted
A
about
lot,
her.
yeah, I saw a lot. Ivy Nile was who I
Yeah.
saw.
But I was glad to see that a lot of fans were showing support for her as well, because this is just so ridiculous. Like, guys, like, and like I said, it could just be trolls. People do things for attention. And so they'll say some really ridiculous, offensive, disgusting, like bottom of the barrel type stuff just to get attention. And unfortunately, we all react. So we're giving them what they want. And it's like a hard line, I think, to toe, because you don't want to give them the attention they're seeking, but you feel like you need to defend, yourself or somebody else based on what they're saying. So there's really no winning in the situation, But yeah, I'm glad that at least Bianca is being reminded quite a lot today that that people love her. So
Yeah, I don't give people like that a time of day because they do not have the ability to critically think. So if you don't have that quality, I cannot help you. All right,
yeah.
you are beyond my help. So I don't go for that. My lemon of the week, it's really niche because I'm trying to be AEW. Obviously, got to play both sides here. But it's because I love this dude. I love Hook. I think Hook, I was saying it before we hopped in here, that I think Hook would thrive in NXT, and I don't mean that in a backhanded compliment. I think, he's a future star of any, of AEW or WWE. But he's getting sucked into the Jericho vortex, okay? After his FTW title defense last night against Brian Cage, who, quick comment, Brian Cage does not get the love that he deserves in my eyes. Love Brian Cage, hell of a worker.
He was a TNA guy, right?
TNA Lucha Underground, like
Okay.
that scene. So he's in a match with that. It was a really good match. Hell of a finish with the Hook choking him out on the thumbtacks. The Brian Cage tried to put him on the thumbtack, didn't work. He still passed him out. And then Gates of Agony, Brian Cage's faction members, attack Hook, and Chris Jericho makes the save. God damn, I can't do it. All right, I can't have Chris Jericho and Hook be siding. I think Jericho is on that Hogan status for me when it comes to overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, it's just
You know,
like
I think he can
they
still
don't
work.
know when their time is their time.
And he still can do it. Like, I'm not discrediting him in that sense. I think he can still ball and go in the ring. My thing is that he has this. We talk about aura. Well, we don't really talk about negative aura around here, and that's kind of what he has. This kind of stench to him. And look at where the guys are now that have been associated with him over the past few weeks. I mean, Daniel Garcia left him and has become a star. Daddy Magic, for God's sakes, was like the stooge. Oh, thanks, yeah. He was the stooge. And I think him being the mentor to Daniel Garcia gives him more credit. You know, like it's insane to me. And yeah, I just want Dickie here. Please, Jericho. It's bad booking. They don't help anyone. They really don't, Dickie. It didn't help Sammy. Actually, really hurt Sammy. And the Callis group, it just like it delegitimized the Callis group because right now I think it's a necessary faction.
So I think my question would be why did Jericho get to this point? Like, what has gotten people checked out, or do you know what I mean? Like, why?
No, I do.
Why is he getting this reaction now? Because you know, I don't watch, so that's why it's like for me, I'm genuinely curious because on the outside, it's just like, okay, he's an older wrestler. He's, I guess, one of the founding fathers of AEW. At least
yeah.
And you know, obviously, as the company grows and stuff, people aren't going to be as shiny and new and as exciting as they once were. But it's like, what exactly has made that happen with Jericho? Because it's like he's always been, you know, it's Chris Jericho. Like, you're going to be excited because it's Chris Jericho. And now it's like more and more people I'm seeing, including you as well, are now just like, like, I don't want to see him.
I'm over it because I really believe AEW is making a stride to being talked about less in a negative light. And Jericho just plateaus that with a lot of the talent. They have a lot of young talent. I think that's a lot of the reason why they get a lot of heat is because they're stars of the future. They're kind of leaning on a little bit more. I mean, and then the depth of their women's division compared to WWE is a huge disadvantage and weakness where everything else is kind of thriving. Like even Sting, I'll give this this is such a great example. When Sting was in a feud with somebody, he was just Sting. He was just there as the guy to just be the backup based on his lineage and resume. Jericho, when he's in a feud, it makes it more about him and his story still, where you don't need to be the A story.
So he wants to work with the younger talent, but doesn't want to put younger talent over in the right way. Is basically like
kind of
okay.
Like it feels like he always wins these matches that I'm like, really?
I would say like if it's a problem in that way, you know, because it sounds like it's almost the opposite of what John Cena does, you know, because like
it is the complete opposite.
Yeah. It feels to me like, I mean, based off what you're saying, and that's just based off what you're saying, because I feel like, you know, I get attacked for ever talking about AEW, no matter
you got to put up a shield, like for your fucking
no matter what. Like, yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute too. To me, it just sounds like someone who hasn't accepted where they're at in their career, and I'm sure part of it is because AEW is so much newer than WWE, you know, and they're getting new people all the time. So to him, it was almost like it was like a restart of his career. And so it's like, I want to work with all of these people because I've never worked with them before, but he's not realizing he's like pushing 50. And it's like, you're not that guy. Like you're not the 25-year-old Chris Jericho walking through this Raw is Jericho. Like that's not you anymore, and
Yeah.
you need to accept it just like everybody else has, because it's like, unfortunately, that's how life is. Like you get to a point where you have to accept that there are people that
Yeah.
are now the focus and you can't be. That's why
Mhm.
I always applaud Cena for understanding his place in the company now. It's why he walked away, because he couldn't be doing it on a weekly basis. He couldn't be giving the matches that he felt like the fans deserved.
Mhm.
And now he comes back and puts guys over that he believes in and thinks that they should be, a top guy in the company. And it's like, that's how that you're doing it right. Jericho doesn't sound like he's doing it right.
No, this is a great example. Darian.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sad that he refuses to see it that way with guys like Okada, Ospreay, Jay White, Omega, Cole, and MJF will be finally back. Then you have Swerve,
Mhm.
Samoa Joe, obviously. AEW simply they don't need him anymore. Like he did the job. He got him to where they're at, and now he needs to take a step back and be more in cruise control. Because these guys got it. Like they
Well,
got it.
it's
They can
like,
steer the ship.
it's kind of like, thank you for being a foundational piece. Thank you for helping us get off the ground. Thank you for being here and, bringing attention to the brand and doing whatever. But your services are no longer needed. It's almost kind of like AEW is fine without Cody.
Oh, they're more than fine.
But you know what I mean? It's like, in a
Yeah.
way, I think that Cody kind of knew that too. And I think
Mhm.
that's, I mean, obviously, I would say part of his reason for leaving was because we don't know the exact reason. I think there was some drama that we'll probably never know about. But I also
Okay.
believe that his end game always was to get back to WWE, obviously. So that played a part in it. But at the same time, you have to listen to the crowd. And if you're like doing this and then that's not working, so you try something else, and then that's not working, and then you try something else and that's still not working, it's like, okay, what do we got to do? And it feels like Cody just kind of accepted, like, okay, like maybe this isn't the place for me anymore.
Mhm.
But like that doesn't take away from the fact that he helped build it. It's like,
Yeah.
and I think Jericho knows that this is probably getting towards the end. And I think he kind of knows that he's probably not going to be welcomed back in WWE because Vince is gone.
Yeah.
So
I agree
I
with
think
that.
that's probably another reason he's hanging on, because he knows he's got nowhere else to go. So
Yeah. I agree with Dickie in the comments here saying that his Hall of Fame induction is imminent, but they don't like each other.
I was going to say, I don't think he's getting in the Hall of Fame.
You think Triple H it's that bad?
I don't think it's, I mean, I don't know, but we also have to remember all of this stuff he's been saying over the years since being in AEW. I mean, to the point
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, I
things
remember
he
that.
said about Triple H, the things that he said about everybody, or just the company in general. But also, he doesn't want to be in the Hall of Fame. Remember when he talked about it, he said it doesn't mean anything. It's not important. It's not a real thing. It's just based on our opinions. Like, why would you then put him in? If he doesn't give a fuck, then why put him in? If you don't
That's
care,
true.
then we're not going to give it to you then. That's
That's sad.
fine.
That's sad to think
But
about.
that's like, you make your bed and now you lie in it.
That's true
Like,
though.
he
That
has
is
the right
true.
to have that opinion. I know that other people feel, because it's not a physical like brick and mortar building, that
Mhm.
it's not a real thing. But he can't then cry about it later when he's not getting inducted and say he's disrespected. And it's like, you can't dish it and then be mad when it comes back at you. But
Agreed. Agree with that. I kind of want to get to kind of Ada. Yeah, he does them. I'm trying to look. Yeah, these are just comments.
a lot of conversation, which
A
is good.
lot of would love the interaction with the peeps, and that brings up what's popping. I'm changing it, Sarah. I think we should, if we are gonna go with the pandering to get more ads and stuff. I think we just gotta change it to what's popping. So we'll
Oh,
get
okay.
the F out.
Well, it's like we just say WTF is going on. That's all.
But I like what's popping.
Okay, well, I'm not changing the name, but
That's
okay.
fine. But
Okay.
I can't say the F word because we got the F out.
Yeah.
And I will say my signature phrase. What's popping this week? Because there's a lot popping in wrestling as we approach the road to WrestleMania. We just had Revolution. TNA is making some moves.
I'm getting new hate on a different video now.
What is the hate now? Like,
My lack of enthusiasm around The Rock's 21-minute Instagram promo. That's the new one now.
did you end up watching it?
No, I haven't. I haven't had time. Like I don't do anything but
good.
work and
It's
stream. That's
really,
like all I
it's
do.
really good. Like
No,
that.
the thing is now people are mad at me because I said that I didn't watch it and I'm talking about it. And I think that people don't have they're not listening. I'm not talking about what he says at
Yeah.
all. I don't talk about it at all. And yet the one comment is it's very lazy for you to sit here and talk about his promo and you didn't even watch it. Not talking about his promo. Another person was like, how can you talk about it? Like blah blah blah. This lady doesn't even know what she's
You're
talking
getting
about.
so much
How
hate.
I literally am not talking about a single thing that he says. And I praise him for
Yeah,
doing it. I literally praise him for doing it, like saying, like, thank you for clarifying the storyline holes that you created. My whole point of what I was saying is I'm not exactly impressed with him doing it because he had to do it. But people are
Yes.
hating on me, and I'm like, you clearly didn't watch the video. I don't mention anything he says. I have no idea what he says. Like, I couldn't tell you. I don't feel like what I said was controversial. Like, I don't think it was controversial in the way that they're making it controversial. I didn't talk about anything he had to say. I'm talking about the fact of him doing it. I feel like I don't see that being I don't
No,
know.
it's just I find it amusing to the people that comment this because when I remember the conversation,
Mhm.
you did nothing. Like you did nothing of controversy. All you said, your anger and emotion came from great, you did it, good, finally happened. Like you didn't mention anything about, oh well, he said this and I didn't like that, and then like, oh, I didn't watch it. Like you literally were.
Well, and I rewatched the video earlier because I just was getting like a bunch
So
of
yeah,
comments
check
on it.
back.
So I rewatched
Yeah.
it to be like, okay, what did I say that they're getting so mad about, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like checking off how many times I say, I'm not talking about what he said. I don't have a problem with the fact that he did this. I'm actually glad he did this. I'm like, I had a problem with people giving him credit beyond this and acting like I don't know, that he's some sort of god or something for doing this. I'm like, guys, he had to do it because of the whole pivot and how his presence messed the story up and made there too many holes that didn't make sense. That was the only thing is I'm saying, why are we giving him more credit for something that he had to do? That was the whole thing. And yet then people are attacking me, calling me lady and woman and saying I don't know what I'm talking about and all this other
You
stuff. And
got
I'm
hit
just like,
with lady and
yeah, oh
woman.
yeah, yes.
Oh man,
This
we
lady doesn't
resorted
know
to
what she's talking about.
this lady.
Yeah.
Act like a lady.
So
Ba,
then I'm just
ba,
like, it's just
da, da,
crazy.
da,
Like I have a
act-
different opinion than you, and that all of a sudden is a problem, but you're not actually listening to what I'm saying. So
You're such a heel. You're getting like
apparently.
Dom level heat right now. They gotta all
Apparently.
rise for you, Sarah.
Yeah.
And I think we should all rise for the unhinged main event fro. You should put that
Woohoo!
down immediately because that was because
Thank
he is
you.
it with the dono, $5 dono. Oh, and he explains in the comment of why he has gone unhinged. And it is due to my rants and unfiltered open panels. I decided unhinged
Mhm.
would fit perfect for my channel. Love it.
Apparently that's me
Love it.
too. So me and Main Event Pro are twins right now because I'm in but see my thing is I'm inadvertently unhinged. Apparently.
I
So
steer into the gimmick. I kind of love it.
whatever.
It's I mean, we got this gimmick over here pretty going pretty good. Got myself a
I
nice little title belt.
it's just funny because I feel like
Love
I'm not
you.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm being that controversial, but
I feel like
Whatever.
Ciampa when he had Goldie, like that. That's kind of how I'm like.
All right, calm
So
down.
nice. All right, we are. We'll start with our first story because we were talking about something before that connected to this before comments. Yeah, to be fair, I first saw this and thought it was Ric Flair because they were next to
Mm,
Charlotte. So I'm like,
mm-hmm.
why would they
Yeah.
blur Ric Flair? Like AEW, really? But no, it's the other guy. It's the other old guy. And he was blurred from 2K. And actually, I'm I don't know if this is true or if I saw it on Twitter and it was a meme of it, but there's a certain member of the WrestleMania fan like crowd when you do showcase mode. They blurred out that fan, and it's when it was at Trump Plaza and Trump was in
Oh.
the front row. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if it's really blurred or that's
Uh,
just the internet being internet,
mm-hmm.
but someone look into that for me. But this one actually blurred, confirmed all that, and it seems like this is the first step towards erasing VKM from WWE history.
It's like, okay, him being removed from the game or something, I feel like that's not surprising. It's kind of like with Brock Lesnar being removed, it's not
Yeah.
surprising. I mean, and that could be temporary, we don't know. But it's, yeah, I think that the blurring, it's one thing. I'm like, why don't you just go in and change it? Just add, like, put it with, like, make it Triple H instead or something. You know what I
There's
mean? Like,
gotta be,
the
yeah.
blurring is so awkward. Like, I appreciate the effort in trying to, like, you know, get rid of him because of what's going on. But it's also like, can you imagine playing the story mode and this blurred figure just like shows up? I'd be like, what is happening? So it's like,
Do I need to do that? Like, what do I open my eyes?
yeah,
Like,
it's like just change him and maybe they'll do that. But it's crazy to think about it. And I'm not saying I have an issue with it. But it's crazy to think about the people that have been erased from WWE history over the last several decades. And now we're going to be adding Vince McMahon to that. Like, that is like, I mean, I think that, you know, a lot of these things that have come out
it's
about him, a
crazy.
lot of people are saying they're not surprised. I feel like that's one thing, but I don't know that we could have, I don't know anyone that would have predicted, you know, 5, 10, 15 years ago that they would be wiping Vince from the
Wiping.
history of the company. You know what I mean? Like, you expect these controversies and allegations towards him, but adding him to the short list of people that are erased and not talked about in WWE anymore, like, that's crazy.
It's insane.
But I
It's
mean, again, like
literally
I said,
insane.
you reap what you sow. So
You reap what you sow.
yeah.
And that warrants this comment that
Yeah,
Sara is you're a top heel.
apparently.
I
I mean, you know what? It's like, if I can like be like an accidental heel and I'm not even trying, that's fine. Like, that's better. If I'm just like a natural heel for just saying things that aren't even that controversial and you're mad about it. Like, imagine getting mad because I said it wasn't nice for people to boo Maxine.
It's so rude of you.
I got heel heat
Oh my
for
god,
saying
like
that wasn't nice. And it's like,
so it's like you're
it's
such a bully.
insane. It's
You're
insane.
such a bully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, people got a kayate.
How dare you tell me how I can react to a wrestler? How dare you? How dare you? I can do whatever I
You
want. If I pay tickets to go to a show and a wrestler puts on a shitty match, I'm going to boo them. You know why? Because I can. You can't tell me what I can't do. This is America. Okay?
there you go. That was a great little promo. I
Yeah,
kinda like that.
that was me being a mad fan.
Oh,
That was
I got it.
yeah, yeah,
You
okay.
were you
The
did
the
the job.
those are my comments this week, you
Yeah,
know.
it ain't easy
Yeah.
being the best of the West. You can't forget about or the what was the yeah, whatever. Yes. Yeah, we got to get to this because this is where I mean
Oh,
this is gonna be good, and the next one is gonna be even better because
oh,
it came out. Well, obviously the obvious news happened last night that I don't know how to say his first name. Not even gonna try.
I want to say it's like Kuzichka, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okada
Yeah.
debuted on AEW, being part of the Elite, after the Young Bucks EVPs fired Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega from the Elite. Eddie Kingston comes down, is doing his Eddie Kingston thing, and who comes out to save or allegedly save him was Okada, and then aligning himself as the newest member of the Elite. And that's the story. That's what happened on the show. But then it was reported today that Okada is being paid. Wait, hold on, let me get it. Wait, it's 14.
3 years,
3 years. That's what it was.
13 million. So it's like 4.5 million a year.
Which equates actually to
So
2 billion yen.
Yeah.
Which is insane. That's just insane amounts of billion in front of a salary. But yeah, I think you have stronger thoughts than I. I would say more on my stronger thoughts about the story.
Okay, so let's talk
talk
about the story, and this is just from an outsider, because when I clip this, I don't want the heel heat for commenting on a program I don't watch.
Get your sword out. Get your sword out, Sarah. You're about to defend. You're about to.
Where's Angela? Where's Angela? So from an outsider, and this is someone who has I have no emotional investment in this show. To me, I thought that this was an interesting angle to have Okada be a part of. And the reason for that, in my opinion, is when we were talking about Okada going to AEW and like, what are they going to do? And, because he's already had a match or matches, whatever. And it's like, what are they going to do? I never expected him to debut and be like a corporate guy. Like I wouldn't have predicted that. So to me, that automatically makes it a little bit more interesting, because like, I don't think anybody anticipated that, nor do I think anyone anticipated the Elite kicking out Kenny Omega. Like,
it's
like,
and that's you such a good transition into my thoughts about this, because it literally this little storyline thing that the Young Bucks are doing with the EVPs and how it's all about putting on a good show. What?
This is one of the guys that has been attacking me in the comments. This is literally him. He says, because saying people shouldn't react a certain way is what people had a problem with. This isn't Disney. This isn't Sesame Street. This is WWE. You can't handle some booze. Get out of the business. This guy has watched the video supposedly multiple times. I do not once say, or I don't mean to imply, that you can't boo anybody. I never said that, or if I did, I don't mean it. What I'm saying is, given the context of Maxine, her career, the fact that she's newer to the business, the fact that she's still learning how to wrestle, that's why I said it was unfair to boo her. Boo whoever you want, dude. I'm not controlling you. I am not you. If I were at that show, I wouldn't boo her. You know why? Because I'd be understanding that this girl is green as green can come, and she is learning how to wrestle in front of our eyes. And to me, it's unfair to boo someone who is trying to take advantage of the opportunity that she's given, because I don't know if you know this, but Maxine ain't John Cena. She's not Randy Orton. She's not Roman Reigns. If they say, Maxine, you're in a match tonight, she can't say, I can't do it. I'm not ready. She can't do that. You know why? Because then they won't give her more opportunities. So then he says, no matter what reaction you deem was inappropriate, it wasn't. Get better or train more. But if you can't handle criticism of any kind in wrestling, this isn't the industry for you. Deal with it, Sarah. First of all, my name's no H, honey. Sorry. But second of all, she hasn't said anything. She didn't even talk about it until she was on a podcast. I believe she talked about it with Chris Van Vliet, and she talked about it on another podcast. She never said anything. People came out to defend her. I was just reacting to it and saying I felt bad for the girl, because you don't gotta be I don't know, people consider us wrestling, I don't know, wrestling reporters. I'm a fan.
I'm a
But you don't.
personality.
Yeah, you don't have to be a wrestling
what I
insider,
say.
a wrestler, an expert in this, whatever, to know that she's still learning. And so to me, house shows are also meant for these types of people. Hence why NXT people are always on house shows and why they're not on Raw or SmackDown or why they're on main event. I wouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying. And if you're going to take what I have to say that personally, then that's on
Yeah.
you. I don't dictate how you do things. I just express my
16
opinion
people.
that I thought it was wrong. I don't think it was controversial, but you're making it way more big, like way bigger than it needs to be. Like I just said, be kinder to her. That's all. Go
Vinny,
ahead,
crazy. I know.
go to a house show and
Incredible,
boo
Vinny.
her. Do what you got to do. I don't care. I don't
So,
care. But anyway,
yeah, back
go
to the
ahead.
champ of the
I'm
show.
sorry. I just recognized his picture. And
Nah,
he is,
if you listen, we got interfered. You know that happens in wrestling.
who
so.
are you and why are you here to?
We had the whole peeps with us too. That's incredible.
Yeah,
Why are you not doing it? I really forgot my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, Almighty, if you want to
Pressed.
look at look at the comments.
Pressed.
Look on the comments
That's
on the Maxine
hilarious.
video and you'll see the amount of people, and that's not even all of them because I deleted some of the ones that were a little bit more controversial. But anyway, yeah,
Oh, it's so funny.
it's just a lot. People are very mad.
So yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on I had said that the direction of Okada was interesting because no one expected this, and then the Elite kicking out Omega, like no one expected that probably. So I was saying I thought that this was a good way to debut him, and then so you had something to say based off that.
Yes, because the EVP Young Bucks are such a great gimmick to do right now because here's the thing. This is how you put over talent in your while using your actual job for the company and making it on screen, you know, kind of blurring that lines.
And look
So
at WWE has done that so many times in
and
the
they did
past.
it
Hello, the McMahons,
McMahon's
and the
authority,
McMahons versus
like
Steve Austin and stuff. Come on.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I love that they're staring into the skid there. I think it's great.
Mhm.
And then Okada, who has been like a friend of the Elite and whatnot, comes in and he's been the baby face, squeaky clean when he comes here. And now we're going to see the Rainmaker heel that he was in Japan, that the
Mhm.
Bucks know very well and know how to utilize it for their company. I think it is absolutely brilliant. I did not see it coming in the slightest. And this is how you get Okada to have matches with like random guys that would just be, you know, they're fantasy matches to like the diehards
Yeah.
and real passionate, you know, wrestling fans, but AEW peeps.
Mhm.
But also, I mean, it's just money. It's just money in your pocket. And if
It
TK has the money to do it, like go for it.
it
I'm okay with
also
it. It's
it
not my
sets
money.
up Okada versus Omega. Like who's complaining about that? Come
At
on.
All In at Wembley? Are you
So
kidding me?
that's what I'm saying. Like I understand, you know, I think it was Richard who said that. I think it was Richard, maybe it wasn't. Somebody in the comments that said having Okada like debut in the middle of the show was probably not a great idea, and that the reason they did it this week was so that it wouldn't overshadow Mercedes next
That's
week.
what I was gonna. There was a
But
comment about that. I wanted
yeah,
to say
and
something.
like I understand that argument to an extent, but the reason why I say that the reason why I would disagree is because this technically wasn't really a debut for Okada. Like he's already been in AEW. He's already had matches. People already knew he was coming. And like, yeah, Mercedes is coming and that's a debut, but she's not been there yet. So like the hype is going to be like, holy crap, like she's actually here. Like Mercedes Moné is in AEW. So it's like a little bit of a different feel. And not that there wasn't excitement behind Okada coming to AEW and then like being a full timer. I'm not saying that. But I think it's a little bit different just because we've already seen him there. He's already had matches. It's not going to be the same as Mercedes, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Just
not.
wanted to make sure because I'm like, my mind is a little bit all over the place. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to it.
Okay. But I
Well,
appreciate all the
Love
all
and
the
support.
support. Thank you guys. But anyway,
Well, we already teased her.
yes.
I'm gonna be there. I'm so fucking excited.
You
I'm
spelled
sorry.
business wrong.
No, that's how they're spelling it.
Without an I?
Oh, I might have missed the I.
Okay.
Right, hold on. Let's do a
I'll
little.
fix it. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Oh,
Go-
no, I got
okay.
it. I got it.
I ain't wait, no. I ain't walking anything back, brother. I ain't walking anything back. I know what I said in that
This is
video.
hilarious.
I know what I said in the video. And
This
all of
is-
the people in the comments that were there for when I said it are also telling you that you're wrong. So I don't need you to school me and tell me what I did say or what I didn't say. I didn't get mad either. I didn't get mad. You guys were mad about what I was saying. All I said was I thought it was bad. Like I just felt like it wasn't cool of the fans to do it. That's basically what I was saying. That's all I was saying. I've just felt like people should be more understanding of the hard position that she's in. Credit her for even going out there and doing it, despite the fact that she's very inexperienced and going in front of thousands and thousands of people every night, knowing that she's probably not going to do well. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. And I can't get that point across to you guys if you're not going to listen to me. So that's it.
So back
Mercedes.
to some big business where
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the Garden seeing a Mercedes Moné.
That was the first time you've said it correctly without me needing to help you.
I really focused to get it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
To debut with AEW. And I'm not going to lie. I'm extremely excited for this and actually believe that she can do something with this women's division.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited. You know, I don't watch the brand, so it's not like I can't wait to watch next week and see her debut, but I'm not going to like root against her either. Like obviously I enjoyed many of her matches in WWE, and you know, I loved her versus Bianca at WrestleMania, so it's not like I can't really say anything bad about her in that way. So of course it's like, yeah, go get it, girl. But yeah, I think that for the problem that I have only is like I need to see, or again, I just have to see it based on how I look up stuff about what's going on in AEW because I don't watch it regularly, obviously. But I don't have a whole lot of faith that she's going to necessarily be like the catalyst to spark the change to make the women's division in AEW better. You know what I mean? Like, or
You
for
don't think
Tony.
she will?
I said, I'm not saying that she can't be. I don't trust Tony Khan in this situation because people, and I'm not saying they're the same. I feel like I have to constantly defend myself with certain things.
You really are putting up shields on shields on shields.
I know, but like when Saraya was coming, people thought she was going to be the kickstart to like make the women's division bigger and better and like be booked differently and like get people to care. You know what I mean? And that didn't work really. And so I think that is Mercedes capable of doing that 1,000%. I just don't know that I have the belief in the people who make the matches and book the shows that they're the ones that are going to do it the right way. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like I have to see it before I believe it. I think that's the motto.
And I think that I'm gonna give Mercedes the benefit of the doubt in the sense that I think actually I take that back because no, I don't. I'm gonna go with it. Saraya had the neck thing, and I think now she's very limited in what she can do in the ring. So her role in the company is more of a managerial.
Is that what she's doing now?
I mean, she's basically just in tag matches. She hasn't been in a singles match, or
really?
at least like a long one. They've been short. Like she's on. I'll take it back. I'm gonna rephrase it. She's not in long matches.
You didn't. Yeah, it's not what people thought it was going to be, or what she sold you it was going to be. That's unfortunate. Just if there is anything that's like, I mean, good for her that she's back in the ring, but it is kind of unfortunate if there is something going on that's like preventing her, you know.
That's what I think. And to me, I don't care because I think her role, like she's fitting into it well, and there's many other moving parts within AEW that you don't forget about it in a bad way. It's just like,
Mhm.
oh, that's her. That's what she is.
Yeah.
With Mercedes Monet, I think that she'll be having some great feuds with, the likes of Deonna Purrazzo, Tony Storm. Maybe she's coming in to help with the TBS title and Julia Hart. There's a lot more avenues that she can go down in this regard that I don't think Saraya or anyone
Well,
else really could.
so I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is AEW's women's division has been heavily criticized, not because of who's in the division, but because of how they are booked, how they're not prioritized, how they're not given a lot of TV time, or if it is getting TV time, it's like the same women every single week, and there's not a lot of like
Variety.
variety. That's the word I was looking for. And and then sometimes it is like excuse me, sorry. um and then if they are on TV, sometimes it's like short segments or a short match or something like that. So I don't think I'm not questioning Mercedes talent or feuds or potential. I'm saying that it's hard for me to be 100% behind the idea of her presence being what changes how Tony and all of the people in AEW look at the women's division and how they book the women's division and how they're featured. Like that's the thing where I'm like, I don't know that she will be that, because I don't know if there's any woman that will be that, because I feel like there are a lot of women on that roster that should be on TV every week or should be featured more, or you thought maybe they were going to be the one that would be like, okay, yeah, let's put this girl on TV and then these other girls, like that would be the change. I don't know if that's gonna be Mercedes, or like I said, or if it is gonna be anybody. It's like I just think that they're kind of stuck in that period of like what WWE went through, where it was like the women were getting 2-minute matches, or they were getting a backstage segment, or the Bellas were on every single week, but like none of the other girls. It's like
Yeah.
that's what it feels like to me. And it's like the only reason why it really changed was because of a fan's revolt, the give divas a chance and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's like, so I don't know if that's going to be something that changes it just because Mercedes is there. It's like, I don't know
Mhm.
what it could be, but it could just be a Mercedes presence. It might not be. I don't know. So that's why I'm saying I'm the type that would have to be like, I'll believe it when I see it. That's
I would tend to I'm gonna agree with that. I'm more
Mhm.
on the hopeful side and see that. I mean, this I've been looking at this comment because the
Yeah.
ideas of this are swirling in my head because we have not seen Jamie Hayter in a while. She was actually my favorite. We haven't seen Britt Baker in a while. We haven't seen. Maybe they're just like, maybe this is it. And you have someone like Mercedes coming in who she walked out of WWE. She does not fear speaking her mind. And if anyone can lead some sort of revolt within creative for the division, I truly believe it's her. So we'll have to see. We'll have
Yeah.
to. I'm excited for that and cannot wait. So switching gears now over to the dub ah. Kevin Nash digs DM Hunk.
Same.
All right. I mean, well, yeah, that's your guy.
Yeah.
And he's
He's my
talking
big
about on his
sexy.
he's my big sexy. He was speaking about Drew McIntyre on his podcast, the Click Podcast. Sarah, you and him have very similar thoughts on
Mm.
Drew.
Mhm.
And I was reading it and I'm like, I feel like I listen to this every single week. This
Yeah.
is just like I listen to the same shit.
Yes. I'll read his quote because I just found it. So Kevin Nash says, Drew has ratcheted up the most because think about it like this. 6 weeks ago, we were sitting there going, how does he get the giant sword from town to town? I'm sorry. I never thought that, but I mean,
Customs is crazy.
I guess Kevin Nash thinks about that. I don't know.
I
And
like
then
that he's thinking like that though. We need people to
it's
think
like
like that.
they probably put it on a production truck or something. Like, come on now.
Oh yeah, that thing it came through customs.
Yeah, no. He's like trying to get on an airplane with it, and they're like,
Sir, your sword.
Okay, and then Nash says, and then the next thing you know, he's like, I'm not effing CM Punk, and he sits down cross-legged and says, don't be looking up my skirt. And I'm just like, I actually like this. This is Drew. Drew for the first time is playing Drew, you know? He's not that Scottish lad. He's effing Drew. He just happens to be born and raised in Scotland. Anytime they try to do that, I used to love when Sheamus was just Sheamus. And that's what I'm saying. This is what I've said. This is what we said even about like Cody, right? There's just a few people who are in WWE when they're very young. They're very like born and bred WWE, and obviously things don't work out. They leave, they go and reinvent themselves and become bigger stars and the stars that you thought they were going to be, and then they come back in WWE and they're thriving. So that's the Drew McIntyre experience. It just kind of took them 4 or 5 years to get to this point. I mean, dude was Drew Galloway in TNA. So he wasn't playing a character. He was Drew Galloway. He was himself. And it's not like Drew's run in WWE the second time has been bad, but I feel like this is his peak. This is why I'm saying, like, you can't let this dude go. Like, you can't let your franchise quarterback leave at the height of his career. And so I agree 1,000% with Kevin Nash because DM Hunk is doing it right now. I really don't understand the people who don't find him entertaining. Like it's because it's like the subtle things. He's so good at the subtle things. And yet people don't like it, I guess. I don't know. I love it.
Like the fact that he posted the video of him with the fans is one thing that's very standard, but to then throw on cult of personality like that it's the little details like that that are unbelievable and so incredible to enhancing who you are and what you're trying to tell. Like,
he's living the
incredible.
Gimmick, but it's because it's not a gimmick.
No,
and there's only a certain type of person.
Tweet?
Wait. There's only a certain type of person in professional wrestling who can be good at being a character that's not a character. You know what I mean? There aren't that many people who do that well. John Cena is one of them. John Cena was himself, like, basically his entire career. One person we say who's not very good at it, at least not this far, is Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is the type that needs a character to become. She's not very good at just being Ashley Flair. It's just not, it doesn't work. Drew is not someone that I think any of us would have predicted after seeing, 3MB, that he would get to this point of being able to literally be Drew Galloway and be the best version of himself in WWE that he's ever been. But that's what he's doing, and I think that's really cool.
Imagine going back in time to someone who was watching 3-man band and be like, yeah, 2 of those guys are going to be WWE champion. You figure it out. And then you go back. That would be the biggest mind fuck ever.
And you have to think too, okay, that guy is going to put on 50 pounds of muscle, stop shaving. Okay. And he's going to be WWE champion. The other guy who becomes WWE champion, he's also gonna put on 40 pounds of muscle and all of a sudden be jacked AF. And it's like, what?
Look what happens with the right people in your corner. It's incredible.
It's crazy. Incredible. So I'm just glad to hear someone like Kevin Nash giving him props because I think
his
he definitely deserves it.
Drew's tweet of Seth.
Oh my god, yeah, calling each other bitch. Bitch, where was
no, not that.
Oh, that one I loved.
We quotes CM Punk's media scrum talking about Hangman Page going like the dumb fuck going into business for himself, and it's a video of
Oh, yeah,
Seth.
yeah, yeah.
Like unbelievable.
I loved
Like,
the
he
the
took
bitch thing back and forth too,
Oh,
though.
that was
Like,
incredible too.
bitch, where was this when I was, like, oh my
Yeah.
god. I love it.
Oh,
It's
it's so
fantastic.
good. If we don't see him walk out of Mania, oh my god.
Champion.
I don't even wanna think about that.
I know, right?
We're going long, so we're gonna have to put a couple of these on the cutting room floor, lo
Okay.
siento. But I do wanna talk about this one.
Okay.
WWE being classy via
Okay.
Lex Luger. Sting's last match was last Sunday at Revolution, and there was a lot of speculation about because Kevin Nash wasn't going to go because he's a WWE guy. You had other people making assumptions online that they weren't going to go, but Lex
Mhm.
Luger actually got to go. And why is it important that Lex Luger got to go? Well, he was one of Sting's most infamous tag team partners. I forget what
Mhm.
the tag team name they had, but long career, tag team, and good friends through the years, whatnot. And he got to go, and
As
it's
long
known
as
that,
he wasn't shown on camera.
and that's circle gets the square, that he could not have been on camera. Which, dude, be in the bleachers, be in an executive suite, and just tell production, do not flash Lex Luger, something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
where you need to be there. And it's a great moment, I think, because it shows that, yes, there's competition. There's, I would say, more of a professional and corporate feud rather than a blood feud between these wrestlers, and that
Mhm.
they support each other. I know we see it all the time on social media, with Britt Baker hanging out with Bailey, and other wrestlers hanging out AEW. I know there's a few that connect, Nikki Cross and a few others. But for something like this, to see your best friend who you grew up in the business with, have their last match and the match that they had, um, just incredible.
Yeah.
And it was a really classy move, and it shows that WWE isn't all evil.
Yeah, I think it shows that there is definitely a different person in power, because I don't think if Vince were around that he would have allowed this to happen. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think that it seems like they understand the power of wrestling and the history and the bonds. And part of that might be because of Triple H being a former wrestler himself, So, and that,
Yeah, that's right
Bailey's
on
been
the
there. She also was at, she went to Japan to
Yeah,
watch Mercedes too. So, like, I think it's this is an acknowledgement of things that it's like, okay, some of this goes beyond the ring.
yeah.
It's like, these are opportunities that should be happening, and it's good to see that he doesn't have like a stick up his butt and just like, nope, no, you
He sees
can't.
the bigger picture. That's what's
Mhm.
so important. He sees the
That's
bigger
how,
picture.
but that's also how you make your employees happy, how you keep them around. Like, like there's a way to do that without letting them run all over you. And it's like, this is that thing. Like, you have to do these things sometimes, because if you just run like a military style company,
No one's gonna want to work for
it's
you.
not going to be, yeah, they're going to leave. They're not going to want to come back. Like, and why would they tell anybody to come work for you? Like,
Yes.
so
Yes. So I agree. Uh, okay. I
you're
want to talk about
available
that.
you're available on Saturday, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just want to
Oh
make sure.
yes.
Then I
Oh
don't
no.
care. Then I don't care as much about cutting if you need to. So,
No, I know. That's why
okay.
That's why I'm doing it.
Okay.
I got that KK. We got it, baby. We got that KK. Maxine sees your tweets. I think this and maybe one more we'll do before
Okay.
that. Well, no, we have the 3 count. I want to get to the 3 count. I think we have some good clips there. Maxine sees your tweets, people. She said she sees the tweets and understands it and gets the nature of the business. But she sees your tweets, and listen, that's what I don't I think we already kind of got it there, but yeah, she sees it and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not surprising. It's like, and I mean, yeah, she's gonna see it. She definitely heard you. I don't know if you guys know she's got ears, so they're functioning as far as we know. So she definitely heard the boos. She's not crying about it though. That's the thing. Is like I don't know. I'm like I'm not making this into a clip, so I don't care if this is like a ramble. But like that dude, like what are you talking about? Like I just sort of like
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Like I'm tongue tied because it's just like, yeah, she heard you. It probably did hurt her feelings a little bit because she's trying her best. She's learning. She's not crying about it though. I can guarantee you she'll be back out there on Monday if they have her in a match. So it's not like
Yeah. Hey, Maxine, you want to go do a match? Yes, absolutely. Boom. She's
yeah,
on TV.
it's
You're
like
mad. You're
it's
still watching.
yeah,
Boom.
it's like oh whatever.
I'll do this one to wrap up because I think it's a fun one, and
Mhm.
it was already teased a little bit when that
Mhm.
dude announced it on Raw. And I don't care that he's not interested at this time. You
Yeah.
know, I it's fine not at this time. I think right now would be, um, a detriment to not only WWE but Conor McGregor.
Mhm.
If the product's thriving, he's thriving, but give it a few years. Let's see where this Endeavor UFC deal pans out. We have Netflix coming up, maybe save him for that. There's a lot of different avenues, but the fact that he said, I just want to bring this up because he said not at this time, and I think that's really important.
I would like to see him get like more wrestling training before coming in to
Mhm.
WWE, whereas Ronda did not do that. Like
No.
I think that he might be received better than Ronda did in general. Um, but I think that if he came in and wasn't only utilizing his UFC background, like if he is actually if he wants to be a wrestler, is what I mean. Um,
Mhm.
then I think that if he actually went through some pretty aggressive wrestling training and showed us like, okay, I do know how to do more than like the 3 moves that Ronda showed us, then that would be better. I think that he would be more entertaining and more liked by the fans long term than they did with Ronda because Ronda didn't really try to do anything, it seemed, beyond a lot of what she already knew from her
Mhm.
UFC training. So yeah, I don't know if this'll happen though. I mean, he liked Vince. So, I mean, why do you think he did the
Well, let's
Vince
see.
walk? The Vince walk is iconic. I don't care. You don't even have to think
Vince,
about like what Vince did, like disregarding. The Vince walk I always thought was hilarious.
iconic,
It's
iconic.
hilarious cuz that's just like how he walked. So,
He did. It's time for the 1, 2, 3 count. Starting off with something we mentioned last week, but listen, we're busy people. All right. I'm supplying the restaurants with my great products. Sara is informing the Patriot peeps of what is going on at the place where they fire muskets. We just forgot. Hand up. All right. We make mistakes sometimes, but we're going to do it because we're making note of it right now. All right. And we're making note of it. And we want to rewatch a WrestleMania. I literally don't know which WrestleMania to watch. I would like to go kind of older just for I want to see the old style a little more. But wouldn't be opposed to newer. So if someone here can give a comment while we talk it out about which one we should watch, and Sara, while we think of that, what would you be more interested in to rewatch?
probably something where I know most of the wrestlers like or have a feeling about them. So, I would probably say like late teens, 20s.
Okay, so you'll do late teen 20s. I'm
Just because, like,
taking
it's like I have more of a connection to them, so it's like I'm more likely to sit there and actually
I'm
wanna watch
taking
it, you know what I mean?
okay, I'm taking X7.
Okay.
I'm taking the alleged greatest WrestleMania of all time
Alright.
because I think that's what we're gonna get in 40. So unless unless you want to, I'll
No. Nope.
because yeah,
Absolutely not.
27 is so there's 9 is the worst. Can we? That is like the worst of all time.
Like, the universal
That's the universe.
consensus.
I would say majority. That's a good way to put it. It's the majority consensus. But 27 stinks. And I think without The Rock and Cena teasing and Triple H Undertaker, that Mania would have stunk on ice.
Yeah.
Right. I will
Well,
watch
anything
X7
involving
tonight.
Alberto Del Rio. No, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give the peeps here until we finish
Is
the 3 count.
Austin Scott Hall was Mania, right?
18.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that either because I just get pissed off.
Hell of a sell though on the stunner.
Duh. That's why it's a GIF that's used all the time. But I just
Hell
hate to be reminded of Vince trying to bury the NWO. So
fair.
and
Yeah,
then try to capitalize on them though.
Yeah, so David, let's get another one for Sarah to watch. All right.
Yeah, I'm not
I
watching
want to
20.
make note of this.
I'm not watching the worst one.
I don't want to let you watch 27 again.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I think that would really bring down the vibes heading into Mania. All right.
Yeah.
We need
It's
good
all about the
vibes.
vibes. It's all about
We
the
need
vibes.
good vibes. All right. And speaking of good vibes and energy too, I'm introduced to this, Sarah. I thought of this when I was making this, and I think the manifestation station needs to be like a weekly thing, or at
Okay.
least somewhat regularly. So what is it? Manifestation station is where we are going to go and we are going to try to manifest something that we want to happen. All right. And I'm going to start it off with us hosting our own like WrestleMania show because Pat McAfee is going to be at WrestleMania World on Friday, and we know it's not just going to be his gag of lagoons. You know they're going to have people on. You know they're going to be doing some fun stuff, and you know that's the dream with us. Obviously, like I think that would be just more than a dream come true. Seriously, that would be so awesome. And before you can have it happen, you need to think about it and dream about it and
Mhm.
manifest it. So if we were to have our own little Pitts and Sarah's wrestling show live at WrestleMania World, who would 3 people you want on our show? And if this is excluding like the top talent at the time, you know, like the best of, you know, not like the people in that time, like who
Like wrestlers,
all-time wrestlers, yes. Because yeah,
John Cena,
that's easy. I would love that.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody would be fun. I think Cody would be a good one.
All time. Unfortunately, most of the ones I'd want are dead, so that's not gonna happen.
Holograms.
Yeah,
AI is pretty cool.
that would scare the shit out of me though.
Imagine like an AI.
Like the Tupac hologram. Oh golly, that one scared me. That scared me. Okay, Cena and Cody, and I don't know who a good third would be.
To a woman.
I know. I was thinking like, but I feel like it's so expected. Yeah. Who are your favorite wrestlers of all time, Sarah? John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Trish Stratus. Like if I just did that, it's like, yeah, that's not fun though. Unless I mean, like, I just think that like they would all have interesting things to say. That's why it was like,
Oh yeah.
Cena is always a good interview to watch. I feel like a legit interview, not just like a promotional, you know, promoting a new movie or whatever. I feel like Cody, I know a lot of his history, so like I could get like in a good conversation with him. And obviously he's lived like multiple wrestling lives, so I feel like that would be interesting to pick his brain.
Yeah.
And the same with Trish. Like Trish has come through how many different eras of wrestling, like of WWE. To me, it's just like fascinating. It's like how did you put on such a good match at 47 years old? Like that's what I want to know. Like those types of things. Like, so fine, I'll stick with my obvious answers. I don't care if they're not fun.
I'll go KO.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Owens would be a lot of fun. We'd have a good convo. I'm gonna go with Mello. We'll go because we're manifesting. You know, maybe he's in the main event that year.
What about Trick?
Well, Trick would be sick. One of the two. I'm putting them together because
Trick would be sick.
we'd have the entire crowd just chanting "Whoop that Trick."
Yep.
That would be lit. Him entering on the stage to whoop that. That would be cool. I'm still going. Mello would be on.
Gunther. Oh, okay. Oh.
I would so be Pat McAfee anytime Gunther was in my presence. I would just be like,
I have rewatched that video so many times, and it just makes me laugh.
I'm just,
Yeah, it's like, sorry.
and then I'll go one girl, obviously. Tiffany Stratton, I think would be fun. I
Yeah.
think Tiffany would be cool.
Tiffy time.
Cora Jade. I love Fallon Henley. She's slowly climbing up the rankings of my favorites in NXT. For WWE, for the main roster people, I would probably go Rhea. We have the same music taste. Found that out. Bailey. Bailey no ball. Bailey knows ball, so I'm going with I'm going with that. And then what's this? Sara and Pitsu own any action figures? Oh, I have a shit ton, man.
Like collectible ones? No. I think I might have donated any of the ones that I had from when I was a kid. I might have. I do not have action figures, so I have Funkos. So yeah.
I have so many.
I have
Name them, I probably have them. And then we're talking about music. Live entrances.
Oh yeah. Did you see the hint
Yep.
about
Yep. There's you're getting it. So, I would love to see Motionless in White. Because it's WrestleMania, they do the live entrances, live performances.
Did you see the other one?
No, the Cody Rhodes. I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So as much as I would, love Rhea Ripley and Motionless in White, it was actually teased that Downstate just tweeted out the Friday before WrestleMania date. And a lot of people are saying that could be the announcement of them performing Kingdom at WrestleMania, which, if the case, that would be the only word that can describe my feeling, our feeling, as you're passed out there on your chair. Totally get why. Would be euphoric. It would be a euphoric experience for them to play him out, and then for them to pause at the whoa, and everyone in the fucking crowd go, whoa, would be euphoric.
And then I also am like, okay, if they're gonna go all out like this for Cody, he better be winning, bro. Like,
no, I love how that is everyone. You're not the only one. It's everyone's response is like, that's great. Is he fucking winning?
I'm like,
it needs to happen.
Yeah, if you're gonna have him go and have the band perform for him, you're probably gonna have him lose to Rock and Roman the night before. So you're gonna have all 8,000 members of the bloodline out there trying to beat him up. If you're gonna do all of that, then he better be walking out champion, or else.
Oh my god, that would be so.
Or I'm gonna hunt you down and kick your ass. That's what I'm saying.
I think there would be riots. I legitimately think there'd be riots.
I would be sitting there until Cody left. Like, I would be like, we're not leaving, Pat, until we see Cody exit the building. Like, I would not want to leave. I'd be like, no.
Because it'd be like, no, they're gonna restart the match.
Yeah, wait, this isn't over yet. We're supposed to cheer for the encore. That's how this works, right? Right?
Cheer for the encore.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It's unfortunate if that can't be the case. I'll tell you right now, it better not be the effing case, because I will be a sad whittle champion if that man does not rock out with his title. So
no, see, this is what I'm saying, Jay, is that they're going to lose the tag match so that it can be Bloodline rules on Sunday, because they're trying to make it as difficult as possible for Cody to win the championship. And that's why it's going to make it sweeter when he does, because it's like, oh my gosh, like
he overcame the odds.
Right. And then it also is like everything was in Roman's favor and he still lost, like, I think that's what it's going to be. And I think that, I think that them winning the tag match just makes it feel like he's losing the next night. Like, that's what I would think. I'm like, there's no way they're going to have him win both nights. Like, it's just not. I think they want it to be as difficult as possible for Cody to win, because I think that would be more satisfying in the end. And then it also is kind of like, it seems like it would be the most satisfying way for Roman to lose, because they can't say, well, Roman lost because of this. It's like, no, Roman had everything. Like, he had his entire family tree in his corner trying to help him win, and he still lost. Like, to me, that would be that, like, that makes the most sense.
So much worse. So much worse.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Now, do you think that they should do do you think they're going to have, no, they should do it, but do you think they're going to have this build up video package be My Way-esque?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I feel like, I don't know. I think that maybe the build up is going to be good, but I feel like, assuming that they lose on night 1, I think night 2 is going to, like, it's not going to need that type of, like, video package, because it's going to be like that big. Like, we're just going to see like the entire family bloodline family just like all just like one by one, just like, what did they even bring out? Like babies. They even bring out like toddlers. They're like, yeah, it doesn't matter, they're Simba. All here,
just like Simba to the crowd.
Yeah, it's like, it's just gonna be I don't know, I think it's gonna be a big thing. So
well, that's the end of the show, but we have to pick a WrestleMania for you, Sarah, before I go into my spiel. So no one really said anything except for our guy David, who's that's our guy. He gave you 3 options. He gave 24, 25, 26.
We were just talking about WrestleMania 26, right? Or 26, the one that Cody's on the cover for the first time.
Yes, because it's 26.
Okay, so I'll just pick 26. It'll be easier for me to remember.
Your WrestleMania 26. All right, I'm watching that tonight, and that's all we got. That's all we got for you today. Thank you guys for tuning into this edition of Pitts and Sarah's Wrestling Show. Thank you for standing up for Sarah, and thank you for all the support that you give. We really appreciate it and love it. So keep that support up by subscribing. Hit that bell notification to know. Ring that bell notification, to know every single time we post and go live. And then in the meantime, follow us on all social media channels at in the links in the description below. There's too many of them. We've been talking for a while now.
We also have an affiliate link.
Oh, say it, girl. Say it.
Oh yeah, we have an affiliate link with WWE, or WWE Shop. So if you are planning on buying anything from WWE Shop, please use the link. It might not be there yet. I might have to put it in there, but it should be on previous videos. Like, if you look at video clips and stuff, it should be in there. But yeah, I'm gonna need to like make sure it be better about like including it and stuff. And we'll have a Fanatics code soon as well, hopefully. So yes,
making that money.
Yeah.
So all right, thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you gotta do. I can't do it with Jesus. Fuck. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Have a go. Bye. I can't. It's just. It's not.
Oh.
Oh, we got those. All right. There we